What up, everybody? What's up, Duck fans? This is episode 6 and the season finale of season 1 of the Big Mark Show. Obviously, I'm sitting here a lot earlier than I expected. I'm pretty sure any of you guys anticipated. Long story short, we didn't get the job done. First off, got to give my salutes to the Ohio State Buckeyes. They did their thing, and hopefully they go win it all and, just go finish out the season strong. This is kind of just going to be a gratitude episode, just a recap of my time here at Oregon, my time here as a Duck. First, I just want to say, before I even get into any of that, I just want to thank God first and foremost, because without him, none of this is possible. And what I mean by that is without his grace and his mercy on my life, and just even guiding me to bring me out here, a kid from Chicago, Illinois, not really getting into football until, late, and expanding into this. When I was 17, I would have never even imagined, this is even in the works for me. But, his plans, they say otherwise. So I just want to say thank you to him, number one. Number two, I want to say thank you to Bree, Sager, Brittany, everybody that is kind of behind the scenes of the Big Mark Show. Without y'all, none of this stuff is even possible. I want to thank Sports Illustrated for giving me the opportunity this season to kind of give you an inside look of the Oregon Ducks, in our season. What a special season it was, and just letting me be the flagship bearer to even just break into the media side, and just trusting me with the opportunity and letting me kind of be me and let me be Big Mark on camera. So I appreciate that. Let's get into the season. So, man, as much as everyone wants to kind of talk about the season and just look at that one loss and hang, that one loss over our head as recently, you gotta tip your hats off to us, y'all. Like 13-1 is not an easy thing to do. But I mean, we came in as a team week in and week out with the goal of obviously holding up the big trophy. And in the process, it was tough. I remember early on this season, after those first 2 games, everyone kind of was writing us off and thinking that this season was going to be like, we were barely beating Idaho and Boise. And, everyone, even, some people within the facility and the team just was shook because we were like, look, we know the work that we put in, and the product at that time just wasn't showing it. And I can say for myself, I just knew what this team was capable of. And so I doubled down with this team, and everyone else kind of followed suit, and everyone kind of just doubled down and grew tighter and tighter. It's like the louder everyone else became on the outside, we just grew tighter. Got to give credit to Coach Lanning for even, covering up with feeble, it's basically saying F everybody but us. And we really embodied that. We embodied that mantra, we embodied that lifestyle. And I mean, again, you looked up and we were 13-0 in the Big Ten in the first year, a conference where early on they said we couldn't hang. They said we're too soft. They said, we don't have the talent. We don't have the size in the trenches. And we proved them wrong. We proved ourselves right. And that was the biggest thing I took away from the season. We just kept proving ourselves right. No matter what everybody said on the outside, no matter, is this offensive line going to be the same? Is Dylan going to amount to, how's he going to piggyback off of a Bo Nix, who's a Heisman finalist? Well, we sent him to the Heisman. Jordan James, another 1,000-yard running back season. Like, these are things that people don't look at. People always want to shy and harp on the negative. But the stats and the things that we were able to accomplish this year is something special. And for me to be a senior, for me to be a senior leader on this team, it made going out my senior year like a moment to remember. For me personally, I look back on my 5 years at Oregon, starting with Coach Cristobal, coming in 2020, COVID, Like that's what a way to enter into college football. You know, with an unconventional way, and the whole world kind of just being on a lock. Again, not being a big name in my 2020 class, I probably said it once or twice, not being a big name in my class, but kind of just having a confidence, that boldness to just bet on yourself, come 2,000 miles away from your front door and make something of opportunity that only few get once in a lifetime. You can call me crazy, you can call me delusional, but I know what's on the inside of me. Like I know what I'm capable of, and I know I'm called to be. Like that confidence has been there since day one, and you couldn't shake me off my pivot. Early in my career, it didn't start off obviously how I wanted it to, not being able to get on the field as early as I personally had anticipated. But again, it's not even about my timing, it's God's timing. And Coach Lanning came, Coach Cristobal left, and provided a very good and sweet opportunity for your boy to kind of pop on the scene and show him how I get down. And I was, man, I remember that day like it was yesterday. That season of my life, it was 2022. I get there and I just ball out, dog. And it's almost like well, duh. But I mean, look at the landscape of college football now. Like, it would have been very easy for me to just jump ship and go somewhere else and be like, you know what, I'm not even gonna try to give this new program, this new coach a shot. I could have went somewhere else, big fish, little pond type deal. But that's not who I wanted to be. That's not the principles I wanted to stand on. When I wrote my goals this year, just embrace and separate. Like embrace the uncomfortability that these goals are, and the habits that you got to do with these goals, and the uncomfortability that it takes to do what you're trying to do, and separate from the rest. And in me saying that, I was able to do that, and you know, like I said, got my way on the field. That's another thing that I really took from my careers, man. I remember my offensive line coach at the time, Coach Alex Mirabal, and it was after my freshman year. True freshman year, he said something that always stuck with me. He was just like, okay, after your first year, like, you're kind of gonna get coddled, but after that, like, it's all up to you what you make of your career. And that principle of, okay, you got to take this thing by the horns and you kind of got to direct it. That's up to you. And I know the result that I wanted from my career here at Oregon. I know what I wanted to amount to, and that's all he needed to say. And so again, another scenario, me just kind of doubling down. And again, when no one was looking for Marcus Harper II to be a contributing factor, Marcus Harper II took it by the horns. And I'm gonna just always just preach that. I'm always let whoever I talk to, like, always bet on yourself, because no one else is gonna believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. And getting on the field, man, it wasn't easy, but man, I feel like I learned a lot from the guys that were ahead of me, and I just got comfortable being uncomfortable. I got so used to being in uncomfortable situations, it became the norm that when I'm not there, it's like, what are we even doing? The last 3 years of my career, my football career, have been nothing short of phenomenal. It's been a mixture of emotions. It's been fun, it's been tough, it's been rough. It had me questioning myself. In 2020, those seniors leave, and you know, it's my show. And I'm in spring ball, and you know, I partially tear my left tricep. And for me, I would say that's one of the first big injuries that I've ever had in my football career. But again, you know, they always give your toughest battles to your strongest soldiers. And just the fact that I was able to even come back and play the 23 season, healthy, not really miss a beat. And again, that's 2 years, no sacks at the time. And I had this time a year ago, I thought about leaving for the NFL, but I just felt like I had a lot more on the table left to give. So I decided to come back. It wasn't an easy decision too. Thought about leaving. There are a lot of just mixture of emotions, because you always wonder, like, there's this goal of the NFL, and no one tells you the path to get there, and you kind of just got to just kind of just, again, lean back on your faith and just kind of just be like, you know what, just keep going. So that's what I did. I came back one more year, and I honestly would say this has been the best year of my life, wholeheartedly. Not just from a football standpoint, but from like a personal standpoint. This season, for me, was a very special one because obviously we're going back to the Big Ten, but my family got to come see me a lot throughout the entirety of the season. And just letting them know, not knowing what the future holds for, football and things like that. And I know I'm gonna be cool. Like I'm just getting started with we're just getting started with the Big Mark show. I'm just getting started with football. So it's not like a goodbye, but it's, you're done with this chapter of your life. Some of the goals that I set out for this year, some were crazy, and I'm gonna still keep writing crazy goals because eventually, some of these goals will come true one day. Said we're a first team Big Ten all-conference guard. Said we're an All-American. We're a 2025 Big Ten champion. We're a 2025 national champion, and we're an elite run blocker and a premier pass blocker. Two of these things happened on this list, and one of them not in the fashion that I anticipated. Getting the all-conference now my last year, that was very cool. Because if y'all knew the work that I put in for this football stuff, man, y'all just be like, bro, do you even have a personal life? You know what I'm saying? But it was well worth it, and to see that's like the breakthrough that I had just been looking for. That belief of like, bro, am I crazy or like am I really seeing what I'm seeing? Because it's you either really crazy and got this unnatural belief about yourself, or you got to be one of the most delusional, just out of sort individual. And I just kept proving myself right. Like I knew what I saw. I knew the belief that was inside of me. And getting that all-conference nod was a big one for me. Didn't get the All-American like I wanted to, but I mean, my stats don't lie, dog. Like 3 years, 0 sacks. This year I went up against some premier, and not even just this year alone, in the years in the Pac-12 too, but especially this year I went against some premier interior defensive linemen, and for me to still come out of this and again, no sacks on me. Like not too many O-linemen can say that. Just moving forward, that's something I will always cherish with me in my college career, is just the fact that, kind of, and the way that the way our schedule was set up, man, it was not set up for an easy path. And, I had another knee injury that came across late in the season. So just to even come out of the conference and, not even play all 12 games and still get an all-conference nod, like, your boy's something special. Just to kind of just cap off this season, a Big Mark show. I want to say thank you to all the fans out there. I never in a 1,000 years would have thought that, putting Big Mark on the camera would amount to just the opportunities that it's been able to. I want to thank you. I want to thank each and every guest that's been on the Big Mark show, just for coming on my show for, a small amount of time, and just sitting down and talking with your boy. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but y'all did it, just because y'all rock with me. So I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, man, this is just a start, man. This is just a start for the Big Mark show. This is season 1 of many, many, many seasons to come for the Big Mark show. Oregon fans, like I said, I want to say thank you for letting me rock out at Autzen for 5 years. Thank you for being loyal. Thank you for always loving me. Thank you for always embracing me. I can always call this place home. Like no matter what, no matter where I'll go, no matter who I'll meet, like Oregon is always home to me. I'm so excited for what 10 years looks like, just even the next 5 months, what that looks like. And I just want to say, just keep God first, really, because the amount of times you haven't been with Him, He always been with you. Football is keep the main thing. Football is the reason that a lot of this is happening. And I just want to say, man, just impact any and everybody that you come across, man. Just make sure you leave an impact, make your mark, leave your mark. And that's it, man. This is episode 6 of season 1 of the Big Mark Show. Peace.